This is Randy Hughes, iMFLUX Plastics Process Engineer. Welcome to iMFLUX Education on Demand. Today's virtual video will be covering basic iMFLUX screen navigation with the 8.1 software revision level. We will be starting on the most used screen on the iMFLUX controller, which is the dashboard. This screen displays the graphs, it's where the basic process changes are made, and provides access to the other set points. On this screen, you can change melt pressure, step time, and PFA. On the far right is the reference button. This reference button opens a pop-up that will allow you to save or load a reference graph. This pop-up can be closed by touching anywhere outside of the box or touching the X in the top right. To the left of the reference button is the graph scales button. This will open up a pop-up that will allow the user to change the scales of the graphing. This pop-up too can be changed by touching outside of the box or touching the X. To the left of those is the channel setup. This button will open a pop-up that will allow you to choose the channels that you want to view on the graph. Just below the graph scale and reference button is the tuning button. This brings up the gains for tuning and also opens up the auto tune feature. Touch the auto tune box and it will open up the auto tune features. You can close this box by touching the X in the top right corner. To the left of the tuning button is the profile button. This will open the profile steps pop-up, which contains the profile steps. It also has the profile setup button, which will allow you to get to the steps and ramps and to the melt travel setup. Within this box is also the auto viscosity setup. Now, one of the changes in 8.1 is we will go back to the profile button, close it out. If you touch in the auto viscosity window, it will also open up the auto viscosity set points. The next button that's available is the startup button. Startup will allow you to access the startup set point features. And again, this box can be closed by touching the top right. We will next be moving to the icons to the left of the dashboard. The first tab, which looks like a gear, is for the controls setup of the machine. See the tabs across the top? It has the sensor setup, the IP config, program outputs 1, program outputs 2. The last tab is not accessible unless you're in level 4. The second icon, which looks like a mold, is the setup page. This page contains PFA setup, virtual sensor trigger setup, cavity pressure limiter, and the virtual sensor shape. On the setup page is also a mold button. When that is clicked, it takes you to where you save and load your mold files and the charge amp setup and the setup for your physical sensors. The third icon, which looks like 4 blocks, brings us back to the dashboard screen. The next icon down, which looks like a bar chart, is the analytics page. This page contains the cycle data, the daily totals, and the change log. The fifth icon down, which looks like a circle with 3 spots within it, this icon opens the reject page. On this page, you can also go and view the reject log. The sixth icon, which looks like a bell, is the active alerts and notifications page. From here, you can see any alerts that are active and view the alert page. The seventh icon down is a question mark. This area holds the SimFlux export area, and it also holds, in this area to the top right, will have your files that are loaded in, the user manuals, the guides, MPT installation files. Any of the help files will be loaded into this area. The eighth icon down looks like a camera. This is where the screenshots can be taken of the active screen. So if you're on a screen and you want a screenshot, you press this icon. The ninth icon down looks like a globe. This icon allows the user to change between 9 current languages. The 10th icon down looks like a ruler. This icon switches the units between standard and metric. This covers the basic iMFLUX screen navigation for 8.1 software revision level. For more learning, view the other iMFLUX training videos on Education in Demand. Thank you and have a good day.